Yo, what's good? It's Derek. Make that make sense. We got a little bit of a different type of show today. I know we talk a lot about some political things that's going on and social consciousness and all that type of stuff. But today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different because I think it's affecting a lot of people. I'm going to bring out a little bit of my struggles and what I'm facing right now. And we're going to see if we can make any of this make sense, right? That's the name of the show. So we're going to talk about these things that's kind of knocking us off our pivot a little bit. A lot of people have lost their jobs recently. And when the Trump administration came in, I just realized, like, man, it's going to be a lot of people taking hits to their credit. That's what I think they don't realize as the administration was doing the Doge thing and just going into these departments and making people leave and leave their career positions. I was like, man, like their credit's going to take a hit. It don't take but one missed payment and, you know, you get a 30-day late and your score could go from the high 700s into the 600s. So that hurts people because now you can't get access to credit or you can't get premium credit. You can't get a mortgage. You might not be able to get an apartment. You might have to put more of a down payment down to get a car, more of a down payment for, to lease an apartment. And then you got to show, 3 months of income or 3 times the amount of the rent as your income, right? So it's really going to put a lot of people in a bad spot. I saw a couple of YouTubes this week of people who are, who moved their whole lives from Florida to Virginia to work for the government as contractors. And then the government shuts down and the contract work is not right or whatever. And now they're in a financially strenuous position. And I'm looking like this doesn't make any sense as a policy. It doesn't make any sense to want people to be unemployed or want people to not be able to pay their bills. It's rough out here, but we getting it from both ends. And that's the thing. I ran across a Reddit, or not a Reddit post, but a Threads post today. And I had to comment on it just because it talked about my situation. So we're going to get into that a little bit. Let me jump over here and I'm going to read you what was posted here. Not that. We're going to go here first. Says credit scores are falling at the fastest pace since the Great Recession per CNN. My credit score fell when I paid off my car. My credit score fell when I paid off my student loans. Credit reporting agencies told me you should get more loans to increase your credit score. The system punishes you for not owing them money. They want you to be in debt. Credit scores are one of the biggest scams. So how many of y'all have kind of felt this same way or maybe have gone through this same thing? You finish out an account, you pay it off, and then your credit score drops. But it's counterintuitive because it's like, wait a minute, like I showed you that I'm responsible. I paid the thing off and I get hit in my credit score because I paid it off. I've seen people say they've dropped like 100 points in their credit score, 80 to 100 points, because they did the right thing and paid off some of their debt. So the system doesn't reward you for that. That's what this guy is talking about in this post here. So, my post underneath that says, I just started my credit profile around 15 months ago. I stayed away from credit for over 10 years. I live in another country and decided to build my credit in case I need to go to the US. Started with a 626 credit score. Now have 4 small credit cards, 1 credit builder loan, and 1 credit builder account. 100% payment history on everything. When I pay the balance under 20%, my score is 720 plus. I'm building some new businesses using the cards, and my score is 626 for FICO, 554 or so for Vantage. And it pisses me off. So I figured that I would get on here and really just show what I'm talking about because it's just really a hard game. And maybe it's just because I'm just starting out that it's tough like that. But I'm just getting tired of playing the game. I'm really getting tired of playing the game. So I'm gonna show you my credit report and kind of show you like how things have gone. Like I said, I started when I had nothing. I went like 10 years without doing anything on my credit. I think the last thing I did on my credit was 2013. And 2018, I moved over here to Brazil, so I really didn't need anything credit-wise or whatever. And then one day, I always kind of kept track of my credit just to look at it, just to make sure nothing crazy was happening. And one day, I just looked at my credit and it said nothing. Like, it wouldn't give me any information at all. And then I realized like, oh, I don't have any credit score at all. I don't have anything on my credit report. Everything is zeroed out. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's kind of like one of the goals I had just coming over here to Brazil, is like, I really kind of felt like I didn't want to be in anybody's system. I don't want to be in the debt system. I don't want to be in the credit system. I don't want to be in any of those systems. That's one of the reasons why I kind of moved to Brazil, just to kind of like disappear and get out of that for a moment, and then maybe come back when I'm ready. So about maybe, 15 months ago, 16 months ago, somewhere, it was like July 2023, I want to say. I was like, okay, I need to get back into my credit. Actually, June's, because then I applied for my first card or whatever. I got it in July 2023. And I was like, well, let me go ahead and apply for a card or whatever like that. I'll make the payments on it or whatever, put the subscriptions that I'm paying for anyway. I'll just put those on the cards. I'm paying those in cash every month anyway, so why not just put them on the card and let that be what it is? I'll just pay it off or whatever like that and start building this credit score. So when my first report hit, it gave me a 626 credit score. Now, I don't know how they figure that out or why they start you at that level or whatever. I don't know if everybody starts at that level or whatever. It would seem like you would start kind of somewhere near the top or something. I don't know. But especially when you just got it and you just starting or whatever. But I started at 626. And it fluctuated a little bit or whatever. But then eventually I kind of jumped it up a little bit. I got a couple more cards. I ended up getting, well, first I started with the Capital One Platinum something card. It was not prepaid, but a secured card. That's what I started with. So I gave them $100. They gave me a $200 credit limit. So it's not that much, right? And you can't really, make it go higher or anything like that. It just is what it is or whatever. I'm just waiting for my $99 back. They ain't giving me my $99 back, even though I've been paying them ever since then. So we'll see what happens with that. But, so I've been paying them faithfully or whatever like that. I ended up getting a Quicksilver card from them. So I got the Quicksilver one, I believe it was. That wasn't a high credit limit either or whatever. It's like $300 or whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. I have a second credit card, paying that faithfully or whatever. And I ended up getting the Saver One card maybe just a few months ago, like 3 months ago or 4 months ago. I ended up getting a Saver One card because my credit score had rose to about 720 or so. It was like 716, 719, something like that. My credit score went up. And I was like, oh, let me just check Capital One, see if I'm eligible for anything. And they showed me the Saver One, and I was like, oh, okay, I know people do like the Capital One, the Quicksilver and the Saver One or whatever. That's kind of like a combination that they do or something. On Reddit, I was checking out, credit threads and YouTube. I did all of that just to kind of find out what people were doing, what the strategies are and all that stuff. So I figured I was going to be in that strategy. And so, I accomplished that, and I was like, okay, this is cool or whatever, but I was paying the way that I was paying on, I guess my statement for most of them print on the second. One of them prints on like later on, but the statement prints on the second. So I would pay them on the first. I would like pay it way down on the first so that on the second, it would reflect in my credit score, right? Because I was kind of obsessed with the credit score number and trying to get it up there, right? Because I figured if you got a good credit score number, then doors start to open for you. But, I got it up there for a little bit, and then it just started to fall. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. Let's go over here. Let me go back to this screen over here. I'm in my Credit Karma account. I know Credit Karma is not the place where you get FICO scores. This is a Vantage score. You can see it's a Vantage 3 score right here. And this is TransUnion, right? My score is a 545 with TransUnion as a Vantage score. But if I go back a year, let's go back to the year chart, you can see where I was in October, I was at 661, right? Dropped all the way down here to 584. Did my payoffs or whatever like that. Was trying to pay it off, and I jumped all the way up here almost to, I don't know why they did this like this, where the mouse has to be on top of it. You can't see the number, but it's like 695 or so. as a Vantage score. So my FICO was up above that. It was in the 700s. My FICO hovers about 30, 40 points above the Vantage scores. And then ever since then is like I've been building the website. I built the My BeatFi website and I built the Mind Power League website or whatever. So I'm paying for these services or whatever. And I spent a lot of money with Bolt New trying to build that first site because I didn't know any better. And I was just trying it out. And so I wasn't able to pay off the balances. And you can see since then, this is June 10th or so, I was up near 700. Ever since June 10th, my score been falling. Now, I've been paying my bills. Now, if you look at my credits factors, my payment history is excellent. It's 100%. I haven't missed on anything at all. I normally pay like like I said, I'll pay on the first, and then the statement will come out on the second so that the balance is low. And then I'll pay again on the third. Like once the statement come out, I'm gonna pay on the third. It's not due until like the 28th of the month or something like that, 27, 28. But I pay right when the statement comes out. So that I don't have to worry about it. I feel like I'm ahead, even though I'm not. I just feel like I'm ahead. So I'll pay down the balance and then I'll make the minimum payment like the next day or the day after or whatever. I know you can't make too many payments. You can't make too many payments in a short amount of time. They don't really like that, or in a month or so. So that's how I would work things. You can see my Equifax is sitting at 577. So I think that's a little bit higher, right? Yeah, we were 545, 577. But if we go back a year, you can see I was over 700 in June. I was at 716 or so. That's on my Vantage score. So I was above that for my FICO. I was up in I think I was like 720 something. It wasn't that big a gap, but it was like 720 something. And now like I've been down here bouncing around under 600, my heart just fell, but like I said, I've been paying every month. I'm just hoping that pays off at some point in time. I'm paying every month. I really just kind of got kicked in the face last month with losing the income that I had been relying on. And so now I'm looking for something else. I got to find something either remote or, maybe one of my businesses, the Mind Power League or the My BeatFi or whatever. Maybe one of those gets a little bit of traction. Maybe the YouTube gets a little traction. I don't know. I'm just trying to remain free. Just trying to be a free man in this world doing what I got to do. But this credit thing is not helping me, man. And I feel it when people, are talking about the credit situation, because even when you got good credit, you got to be real careful. You got to be careful what account you close. Now, I had to close an account, and that's one of the reasons why sometimes my score takes a hit too, because I got an account. I'm trying to think of the name of this bank. And it was early on. It was like when I applied for my platinum Capital One card. I applied at the same time for this other card. I might have applied for like 3 cards. And I didn't get anything back. They said that they would contact me or whatever. This one particular bank, they would contact me. And maybe about a month and a half later, when my credit report hit, I got some kind of email or something saying, your new card statement is out or whatever. And I look on my credit report and I see a second card. And I'm like, I don't have this card. I didn't even know I got it. So I go back through my emails, and way back in my spam was an approval letter from them. But it went into spam, so I never saw it. So I call them up. And say, hey, this, I got this card. I didn't even know I had the card, and I don't want to be late on a payment or whatever. Where's the card? And they give me an address, and it's an old address, like my dad's address where I lived for a little while back in 2016. They sent it to my dad's address in New York. So they were supposed to send it to my address in Tennessee, but they sent it to my dad's address in New York. I'm like, where did you even get that address from? I never gave you that address on the card application or whatever. I wouldn't have put that address. My dad don't even live there anymore. He sold that house. Sorry about that. It got a little, got the fire trucks or something going on outside there. So that's one problem with this office. I'm probably going to be leaving here anyway, because the traffic. But yeah, so they sent it to my dad's old address. He sold that house. He don't even live there anymore. So it's not even like he could send it to my friend and my friend could bring it to me here in Brazil or whatever, or send it to me down in Brazil. Like, he don't even live there anymore. So I'm like, can you please cancel that and send me the new card? And they did that or whatever. They canceled it and said, okay, the new card will be out in like 30 days. And it was like 60 days later, the card showed up to my friend's house, because I gave that address. I was like, well, send it to this address for me. And so they sent it to my friend's house, who was coming to see me in a couple of months anyway here in Brazil. So I was like, all right, he'll bring it when he comes down. And the card took forever. It took like 60 days or so to show up. And like 5 days after the card showed up, we get a letter in the mail like, oh, you need to send us this ID. You need to send us like an identification or something like that. But my friend didn't open the mail, and I never saw it. So, I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I missed the deadline for giving them the identification. I was just supposed to send them my password or whatever. I mean, my passport picture or whatever. So I missed the deadline for that because my friend didn't open the mail and I didn't see it in time. So they closed the card. So that dinged my score, right? And I was hot about that. But I wasn't worried about it because I'm like, you know what? This company seems a little bit janky or whatever. I'm going to just leave it alone or whatever for now or whatever. And I just did my thing, paying off the other card, got the Quicksilver or whatever, and kept going. And then I did apply again for it because I was like, they did give it to me the first time. Let me apply again, make sure they send it to the right address or whatever. I applied again. I got approved, and they were like, you got to send in your ID. So I went, copied my ID, sent it out to the fax number that they had. I'm like, a fax number? Can I send it by email? They had a fax number. So I sent it to their fax machine, and I never heard nothing from them again. Never heard from them. So I'm like, I just sent my damn passport out somewhere as my identification, and you don't even check the fax machine. You don't even know if you got it or not. I'm like, what kind of business? I'm like, I'm done with it. So they didn't open an account for me or nothing. Thank goodness. Didn't have to worry about the card anymore. I just left them alone. But it's on my account as a closed account, and it dinged my score when they closed it because it was only open like a month or something. I was like, man, this is crazy. And then, like I said, it's like I progressed. I got couple more cards. I got a few more cards, all that kind of stuff. I started doing a credit builder account with Kovo, which I've always paid or whatever. I had like there's a $10 account that they had that's a credit builder, and then they have one that's like a loan, and I did the loan too. Only the other thing I have outside of that is like a firm or whatever. I have something from a firm. I got some stuff from Amazon that my friend brought for me. But everything is paid 100%, but my score keeps nosediving. And I'm like, I have an opportunity maybe here pretty soon where maybe I can pay it off, just the entire debt. I think that's going to come about at some point here. I thought it was going to be this month, but maybe not. Maybe sometime in January or whatever. I think I'm going to be able to just pay it off anyway. But it's kind of dejecting when you're doing the right thing. You feel like you're doing the right thing, but you're not doing enough, right? You just feel like you can never do enough. And I think people are just... they're going through it right now. I watched a guy this morning. He's investing in properties, and he bought a building or whatever, and he's just struggling with that. It's just, the cost of maintenance and all that kind of stuff. He's got a bunch of apartments in there or whatever, but he's had to evict people and different things or whatever. He's not breaking even. He's taking a loss every month, and it's just signs of a recession. I keep hearing people talking the R word now, so I'm like, what is going on in the United States? Because I'm not there, but I can feel it in the way people are talking. I watched a YouTube the other day where a girl actually took her life. I think she was maybe 23, 24 years old. She took her life because just the way she was talking, she's like, yo, I'm tired. I don't think I can do it. So we take a lot of beating in the United States, and I made a comment on the YouTube. I'm kind of a spiritual person, but I don't believe in God and the devil the way people talk about it. So they were kind of saying, like in the video, that the devil or there's evil spirits in her life, and the devil is causing this in her life. And I'm like, if we put that on the devil, or we put that on the evil spirits or something like that, we don't we don't have to change the way we're moving, because we put the blame on something else and we just say, oh, that's just the way they do things, and they don't have nothing to do with me. But the question that this guy kept asking was like, I can't believe she made this YouTube video before she killed herself, and she was making a series of videos actually. I can't believe her family didn't come about and try to help her or try to save her. Like, I can't believe her family didn't come about. And she said it in her videos, like she didn't think she could talk to her family. And so I was like, listen, we're not built to be under the financial pressures that we're under sometime. As humans, we're just not really built for that. That's being put upon us by the system. I'm a capitalist in a way. I own businesses, you know, I'm building these businesses and things like that. I want to make capital. I want to be successful, but it's not about greed for me. It's about subsisting and being able to help people. So that's why I build the things that I build. I always am fair to people, and I want to provide opportunity to people. That's one of the reasons why I'm here in Brazil. I think I talked about in my other video about why I moved to Brazil. So I believe in capitalism, but I don't believe in it in a way until where it's really oppressive to us. Social media kind of puts a lot of pressure on us because it looks like everybody's doing good. If you went to my social media, you went to my TikTok, you went to my Instagram or whatever, you wouldn't know that I got kicked in the face as hard as I did last month. Like, you wouldn't know, like almost bringing me a man to tears. Like, you wouldn't know that I got busted down like that, like just out of the blue. My whole situation changed, and now I'm scrambling trying to figure, oh shoot, I gotta fix this. You know, I got all of these things on top of me. I gotta keep these businesses up and running. I gotta build things quickly so I make sure it's done. I have all of these pressures on me. I mean, the pressure was so great, like it was just on top of me, like the world just fell on me and I can't get up. But I had to get up, keep getting up every day, coming in here. I get up every day and come in here because I believe that I can probably beat it. I've been through a lot of things in my life. I'm 54 years old. I beat everything that I had to beat to get here. So I'm going to keep beating it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to beat this too. So, you know, I need y'all to watch the videos and stuff like that, like and subscribe or whatever like that so I can win. But what I'm saying is we not built for the pressures that come with this world. We not built for this financial pressure. Our jobs want a lot from us, but they don't want to give us a lot because every dime that they give to us is money they can't use to feed their kids or go on vacation or whatever. And they might have more than us, but they want more. And so the only way they can get it is using our labor to kind of get one up. It ain't easy owning a business either. It ain't easy. So people kind of think it's sweet sometimes, like, yeah, they got the income coming in, but they got a lot on their shoulders. And people are killing themselves. They're committing suicide. And I think that's going to continue to grow. Like even the farmers under Trump's tariff policy or whatever, there's farmers killing themselves. They committing suicide. This girl committed suicide. I sat with a friend of mine here. She's in Brazil. And she's like, I've never seen it like this. She went to visit her moms. She got two moms or whatever up north. It's a long way away, like 4-day trip on a bus or whatever. She went to see them. And she said while she was there, she was literally standing on a bridge over some water thinking like, I could end it right here. Like the pressure's so great, I could end it right here. And I felt that because I've had those feelings too. I'm scared of heights, but I look at that out that window sometimes and be like, what would it be like to jump? Like I look at that. I've always kind of been like that. Even when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I had those feelings. I had those urges, and I just fought them off. I've fortunately been able to fight that off until this time. I think about, okay, I still have my kids. They're not kids anymore. They're adults at this point, but how is that going to make them feel? And then I realized, you know what? I beat every obstacle. I've been here in Brazil 7 years with no job. 7 years. I beat it every single time. So this is just another obstacle. And now I got a lot more responsibility on me, but I beat it every time. So having that experience behind me helps me. But somebody that's like 20 something years old, they may not have that experience where they've gone through rough times and they could beat it. They don't know that. So it's killing a lot of people. But then older people are going through it too. It's like you get to the point where you're tired. You're like, you know what? I lived my life. Me, I look at it like I've lived. I did everything I wanted really to do. I did what I wanted to do. Not all of it was successful, but I did what I wanted to do. I affected people in some good ways. But the difference is I feel like I have more to give. I deserve to see the fruits of my labors. The days when I'm sitting right here in this desk and I'm working on these screens and I'm working towards my projects. My Mind Power Lead project, my BeatFi.io. I'm working on those projects because those are things that are my passions. I deserve to see at least $1 come back from one of them things. I'm spending money to keep it up and running. I'm building those things, but that's just me. That's not a lot of other people. I've seen it out here. This is Copacabana out here. Over there, one block over is the beach. And there's people on that side in those condominiums or whatever that have seen people jump off those buildings and kill themselves. It's not all the time, but it happens. So you don't know what's going on with people. The pressure that we're under, the credit pressures or whatever like that. What happens when a person is used to having a job, having a paycheck, having the ability to pay for their car note, and all of a sudden that ends, right? The job ends, they're unemployed, and now they're looking for work, and nothing seems like it's coming. But the bills are coming. Them 30 days don't last long. You look up, it's 15 days left, and you got to find out where that money's coming from. And it's a lot of people that's really struggling with that. And so I was like, let me show a little bit of my situation to let people know that everything on social media ain't sweet. It ain't always good. We going through the struggle. Everybody kind of going in a struggle right now. My friend here that was talking about jumping off the damn bridge, she's like, I never seen it like this. I never seen so many people struggling. One of her friends lost her apartment here and had to move like a couple hours away, and she's struggling with that because this is her life. She's been here forever, decades, but she's being pushed out because of money. And so we're looking for money. We're looking for a way to kind of make all of this work, and I don't know how I'm gonna make it work. I don't know, but I'm gonna try. We're losing lots of things. Like I'm under pressure, but pressure is what makes the diamonds. And so I come on here and I talk to y'all. I try to make sense of things that's not making a lot of sense. We could talk about political stuff. We could talk about money stuff. We might talk about some other things. I want to laugh on this thing too. So you might see some shows that might be a little different. Hopefully this one was a little bit different, but I'm gonna try to let these credit people stop hitting me over the head. I'm gonna try to find a way to pay them off so that I can look at my score and be like, oh, my score is tight, and then I can go do some more things, right? Maybe get a business loan, do all these other things. It's like I can see the pathways that I could go down. It's just I got to get over these hurdles and these obstacles, and I hope that you guys are finding ways to get over your obstacles. We gonna be in the blender for a minute, but we can get it done. So this is the show for today. Make that make sense. I'm Derek. Peace.
I'll be watching the circus, the whole world stage. I read the script, but we not on the same page. I try to take my time when I'm out here speaking my mind, but I thoroughly believe some people need to be slapped from time to time.
I see the state of the world.
What's really going on?
Everybody going on.
What's really going on?
Make another one.
What's really going on?
I think we need some answers.
What's really going on?
See the state of the world.
What's really going on?
Everybody going on.
What's really going on?
Make another one.
What's really going on?
I think we need some answers.
What's really going on?
I got a question, y'all. What's the motivation? Everybody fighting, taking out their frustration. We used to think it came from a lack of information, but people using Google to see the latest altercation. My nerves benefit when I'm lost in meditation. It's hard for you to heal when the remedy is patience. They quick to pull the trigger if they off their medication. And it's radio silence, but you can't change the station. And people fed up, man, they robbing and they stealing. Don't even use a mask in front of cameras in the ceiling. That's retail theft, it's a cope, they not healing. It's painful to watch and make you wonder how they feeling. What the future is a mystery, man, I can't tell. They snitching on a homie before they even make bail. I ain't saying that they wrong, man, they trying to avoid jail. But the youth don't know the difference cause of the records they sell. And I don't like to think this generation is cooked, but something going on, that's the way that it look. Just a couple 100 years, that's the time that it took. If we survive and we alive, we should write us a book. I see the state of the world.
What's really going on?
Everybody Everybody going on.
What's really going on?
Make a knuckle wonder.
What's really going on?
I think we need some answers.
What's really going on?
We fight for access, they fighting us to slam the door. Immune to prosecution, killers, then they kill some more. Set our lives, no matter what you in these streets for. We killed ourselves so much, we ended up not even sure. What you gonna teach the baby daddies in a prison cell? Or 6 feet in the dirt, cause prosecutors made him tell. Make it so bad, he probably told on himself. They do that nowadays, incriminate theyself. Making videos, they investigate theyself. News said the boy's a rapper, he don't have no wealth. So now they talking free him, the chances are slim. It's a light at the end of the tunnel, but that shit's real dim. And what about these rappers that's addicted to lean? What they was promoting to the kids is promethazine. And these chicks only popping cause they mouth is crass. It don't matter if the lyrics and delivery trash. And these producers put them out cause they harder for cash. Y'all give them a pass cause they can shake their ass. What the hell going on? When we gon' get right? It's a lot going on, situation is tight. I see the state of the world.
What's really going on?
Everybody going on.
What's really going on?
Make another wonder.
What's really going on?
I think we need some answers.
What's really going
See
on?
the state of the world.
What's really going on?
Everybody going on.
What's really going on?
Make a knuckle wonder.
What's really going on?
I think we need some answers.
What's really going on?
Things about to change. I got this AI now. Wreaking havoc. You know what I'm saying? They ain't talking to us about how we finna get some money when these robots take our jobs. Yeah, I'm out here trying to pop a balloon looking for love. You out there trying to find you some money, buy you some property, get off somewhere safe.